So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another AFK journey video. Now Phrasto is on and he's in the patch and we have him here. We can summon for him, and trust me, I went and summoned for my whatever free-to-play currency that I saved. I think it was like 12 I had or something like that, and I didn't get him. So from summons I didn't get him. Unlucky. Even I didn't get any diamonds, nothing. I just got full acorns. So we're gonna go and buy him from the Emporium. Now, I don't recommend this for any free-to-play players. If you're free-to-play and you want to go and build somebody, pick one Hypo and Celestial. That is really important. And so far, if for your bossing or for your continuation for your account, if you're free-to-play or low spender, continue building Rainier. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna pick up one copy of Phrasto just for testing, just to show you how he works on one copy. And he's good at one copy. He's not that bad. But where he shines is when you get him to Mythic Plus and you get him to plus 15. There where he shines. You don't even need to get him to that Supreme or Supreme Plus. You need him at Mythic Plus so he can shine. And we're gonna go and read his kit. I'm gonna go and buy one copy of him. Now we unlocked him, so we have him, and here he is. Now, of course, you can go also. Where is he? Okay, 1 second. You're gonna click the unlock because we got him, and here he is. He's unlocked. Now we have one copy of him. I wanted to buy Rainier with that copy, but I didn't, and I got Phrasto because he's really good in PvP especially, and he will unlock for you other teams because he protects you. He buffs you with defensive buffs, and he gives you energy for the other lineup, and he's manipulative. He manipulates with his illusion, so he can buy you time sometimes. He's great with stall teams, actually, with what we saw. And for bossing, he's actually good. You put him on a DPS character and he will go and deal or protect them or let them have so much energy, especially with Marilee. He's a great build with Marilee, especially if you're playing Marilee with Cassidy as well. Now, Cassidy, she will give her the buff. I think Cassidy gives you more buffs in magical areas. If we're gonna go and read what Cassidy does, I think it's her passive. Cassidy selects the nearest ally when a battle starts, prioritizing the ally behind herself, granting them blessing of the tidal strength. She deals extra 60% magic damage to an enemy once when the blessed ally hits them with the normal attack. So yeah, this is how that could be a good lineup with Marilee, Cassidy, and Phrasto actually, and you can play Rainier with them. Also buff your Marilee because she's one of the best damage dealers end game. Now, until you reach endless mode, Odie will be the one that is the one benefiting from that, so you can play him on Odie. So enough talking about synergies. I'll be talking about other lineups that you can prioritize him with actually playing Odie. Where is he? Where's Phrasto? Did I my goodness, I can't see anymore. Here we go, Phrasto. So the cool thing about him, other than that he summoned an illusion. He summoned an illusion, not a summon. So Florable doesn't give the shields for his illusion because it's not considered a summon, it's considered an illusion. So he will not gain a shield for that, unlike the other characters, especially Burial and Damien and the others that summons. So let's go and read his kit. His ultimate. So he has a passive on his ultimate that starts immediately at the start of the battle when he puts his illusion down and give you the buffs. And he have another ultimate which is an active. We're gonna read it. So Phrasto sacrificed 12% of his max HP, summoning an identical illusion during the preparation stage. This illusion inherits 100% of Phrasto's stats and can cast all his skills. When both Phrasto and his illusion are positioned in the same row, they will receive 30% less damage, which is the reduction that is he known for, which makes him super tanky actually, lasting until one of them is defeated. Now, this is not only the one that makes him more tanky. The thing that he gains HP again, so he heals himself. The active Phrasto deals 200% damage plus a 20 damage from his stats. These are the stats ones. Increase in the stats with each points of ultimate. Damage enemies within 2 tiles. 2 tiles, not 1 tile. So he's semi-melee. Just like Corin. Corin hits an enemy when he's far away from them from 2 tiles, which is really good. But this guy in front of them hit them and hit the one behind them, so it's really good. It's an AoE, as you can say. Recovering himself 160% plus 15% HP for each enemy hit, which is really good. He life steals. It means he have the drain, so he can life steal. and increase the damage. Now, the damage is not crazy, but it's really good. When you build him up more and more, he will be a contender. He will hit, let's say, if he's on the same Ascension level at Mythic Plus with Kruger, Kruger will still deal more damage as physical because of the debuff that he puts. This is what I can tell you throughout the testing of my friends. Actually, we didn't clip that. Hopefully, I'm gonna go and have a maxed account with Phrasto and show you all of that. So, the Crimson Contract. Phrasto and his illusion each sign a permanent contract with a different allied heroes positioned behind them. So 2 heroes. So you're gonna buff 2 heroes actually, which is absolutely fantastic. This is a great buffing character. When a battle starts, reducing the recipient HP by 6%. Phrasto increases the recipient energy recovery by 14%, while the illusion increases the recipient damage reduction by 14%. Now, 14% might not look that much good with an energy recovery and the damage reduction, but it makes it really, really good. With him, you don't need to play Coco, by the way. If you have him and you're having these reductions and the survivability kit of him, now, of course, 1 copy is not the best one. If you get him to Legendary Plus and unlock his Legendary Plus, we're going to talk about it, he'll be even more tankier. So you will need no Coco, but still, Coco is one of the major units in the game. The terms of each contract remains undetected by enemies before the battle starts, so they don't know who's the illusion and who's not. The active Phrasto launches 3 strikes against an enemy in front, dealing 100 damage plus 10% of the stats damage with the first 2 hits, and 140 plus 20 damage with the 3rd hit, which is really good. It means he accelerate his damages, which really is nice. On level 2, Phrasto gains or grants his recipient extra 80 energy. The illusion grants the recipient 180% shield for 6 seconds. Shielding, energy, more energy. It means if you're playing OD, if you're playing Merrily behind him, or if you're playing anybody that you need their ultimate, like Florable. Florable is not the best to play with him. Maybe Cecilia is good. Maybe Carolina is good. Actually, to play it with him, because they will cast their ultimates immediately and you're gonna benefit from their skills or their exclusive. Increases the damage and then increases the damage again, which makes his damages a little bit more. Now, Phrasto stings an enemy in front, dealing 50% damage and inflicting them with paralyzing venom for 6 seconds. It's only 6 seconds. Enemies inflicted with paralyzing venom have their haste reduced by 30 and vitality reduced by 45. Now, this is good for bossing. You might not understand how good this is until you start playing him with bosses. The thing is, you're gonna see his numbers not dealing that much of damage, but you're gonna see with him playing him, he's doing better than the ordinary lineup that you're playing. And why is that? The reduction with haste on the bosses, it means their ultimate will not go off that quicker, and the vitality, which is reducing their vitality for 45. When you reduce the vitality for 45, it means you're reducing the maximum HP of your target. Now, we tried it on bossing. It didn't show us visually how the HP bar of the boss went smaller, but always when we use him instead of a different character which is better than him, he's giving us the better results. So I guess I don't know, something is bugged maybe visually, but we need more, maybe in the future with more testing, we're gonna understand this more. They also lose 2% plus 0.4% of their max HP per second. This is for 6 seconds. Now, you're gonna check OD or Smoky. Smoky Cloud loses their HP by 12% at the start and goes up to 13, then to 16%. For 10 seconds. 10 seconds is huge, and that's a magical pure damage. This is a magical damage as well, but this one only for 6 seconds, and every time he casts this. Okay, so it's kind of different in the way. So it doesn't deal more damage than the Smoky ones. The Smoky still does more damage with his cloud because it's for 10 seconds. Now, if he survive and deal more, that would be helpful. But we think throughout our testing, we thought it was bugged because the calculation didn't make sense. Even with the 6 seconds stacking it or doing it 3 times, it still didn't hit the amount of numbers that we expected. So hopefully with more testing, we're gonna go and understand him more. He's very, very defensive unit, plus a good buffer on energy, not on attack or anything else. And debuffer for the boss. The vitality debuff and the haste debuff is absolutely magnificent, and you're gonna see it with your run. So, while restoring 3% of the caster's max HP per second, which is absolutely nice. They said the caster because it's either him or his illusion. Enemy HP loss can't exceed 40% of Phrasto attack per second. Any loss, it's for 40% of his max attack, this is the I think, downfall of him being an attacking or a damage unit. Because if you look at somebody like Odie with his poison, it's the ceiling for his poison, it's super high. And for Smokey also, it's at like, stacks up to until it's 200% of his max attack. And this one, it's 40%. It can't exceed 40%, which means even if you build him on so much attack, gear him up to the maximum, still it will not deal that much of damage. It's a good addition though. Don't forget that. So at level 2, increase the enemy HP loss by 2.5 per second, plus the 0.5. The 0.5 always, you're gonna read it, increases in the stat with each point of skill power gain. Skill power. Okay, increases the max HP restored per second from paralyzing venom to 4.5, which is actually good. Increases the enemy lost HP to 3.3. This is the most that you can go with it. Now, Legendary Plus, why is it important? So Phraesto increases the physical and magical defense of both himself and his illusion by 30%. And here where it becomes super tanky. This 30% is absolutely fantastic. This makes sense actually, and he becomes, you don't need him more than Legendary Plus. I think Mythic Plus is the pivotal point, because at the 15 at Mythical Plus, but at Legendary Plus he almost never dies. And we tried him with the boss, the Frogger, the Croaker, and actually when he eats his illusion and you have his Mythic Plus at plus 15, he summons another illusion, then he dies. Because the boss eats him, then the illusion is up there, then he eats him. So you don't need to use Thorin at all with that run. It was pretty funny. I will show you a clip of it maybe tomorrow when we go and do that. I will ask my friends to do that, or I'll ask Vulcan if he can do that strategy, because now it's a hard investment to get him to Mythic Plus to just replace a Thorin, a viable Thorin that dies 3 times at Mythic Plus, which is more optimal and more accessible. Yeah, that's crazy. But in the future, because the Hypos and Celestia gives you more buff, if you're playing like, let's say, Thorin with 4 molars, if you're playing Phrasto with 4 molars, you're gonna get the buff because of the factions more and more. So it goes up to 20%, I think. Again, 30% for him and Illusion. Whenever one of them loses 10% of max HP, the other gains 15 energy. So they cast their ultimate, they cast their skills even faster, which is absolutely phenomenal. This is great. This is what makes him great. Forget everything else. Of course, the buffing is great, but for survivability, for him to stay on the battlefield, this is the most important one for him. Now at level 2, Phrasto, the magic, it goes to 40% and 10% lost, give them 20 energy. Then it goes to 25 energy and 50% magical defense and physical defense, which is absolutely phenomenal. Now, his Mythic Plus, again, Phrasto taunts an enemy. He starts taunting, so he becomes the optimal tank who deals the most damage. If his illusion is defeated before he is, deal 500% damage to them, stunning them for 4.5 seconds. This is perfect for PvP. For PvP, he becomes a great. He's a monster for PvP, by the way, for this. Because it's not only that him does that, he does it twice if you get him to plus 15. Or you get the level 4 exclusive. Plus, his illusion taunts. Now, his illusion can get stunned. He taunt first, then his illusion comes again and taunt again. They restore energy, they do their taunts again, so they can disable your Carolina, they can disable your Aeron, they can disable Arden. So I think, in my opinion, he's one of the units that is made to counter the Aeron Carolina meta. In my opinion, I don't know about it. Let me know your thoughts about that. And 500% damage, nuking one unit actually, and stunning it for almost 5 seconds. 5 seconds stun locking a unit is absolutely insane. And why is that? Because if you're playing somebody with him, like Rainier, you're gonna stun lock the team indefinitely. Plus playing Soren and Alsa, that's a stun lock. That's a complete stun lock for the team. And playing somebody defensive-wise that buffs your team with defense, somebody like Coco, maybe somebody like Scarletta, would be absolutely insane. There's a lot of potential for this character. This character is really good. He's not that bad. He's really good. He's not an attacking unit. He doesn't offer that much damage, but he definitely mitigate the damage for the entire team and himself, and he stalls like crazy. He's a very stalling unit. So at level 2, increases the skill damage to 600 even more, 700 even more, and when you max it out, Phrasto summons a new illusion in front of himself if the previous illusion is defeated before he is. The new illusion inherits 60% of everything of his max HP and all of his stats, the attack and the ultimate and everything. He inherits the same. Triggers once per battle, so you can't do it even more. At Supreme Plus, when both Phrasto and his illusion are positioned in the same row, they each receive a shield equal to 570% of their max HP. Of their max attack, when the battle starts, lasting up to 12 seconds. So the initial burst from the team that I told you about, which is Carolina and Aaron, will never affect him. So he can play around that. And if you're playing somebody that jumps in the sky like Scarlita, she's not affected by Aaron. If you're playing somebody like Burial, he goes underground. If you're playing somebody that's super protective, I think the best lineup to play with him is with a Thorin. You link Thorin to him and you give the buffs for Aaron and another buff for somebody else. Aaron group them all together, and then you go and do the Thorin explosion bomb. That would be absolutely fantastic. And him taunting the enemy with the highest attack and stunning them for 4.5 seconds. That's insane. Now his season, of course, taunts the enemies within a 2-tile radius for 3 seconds after each ultimate he casts, which is free with every 1 copy. You get it by the season. Absolutely phenomenal. Let me go and show you him in a battle versus bosses. Now we did that on another account, which was max. My highest damage that I did was 34%, which is 8 billion, I think. So let's go and check it out. This is my optimal team, and I will show you just this. This is what I was using. Of course, I was using Cecilia. Now I got Marilee to Mythic Plus. Whoa, it's perfect for me. Congratulations, Pico, you got her. But I didn't get her exclusive to plus 10 yet. I will do it because I need 5 shards, maybe more, Twilight Essence or whatever they call, and it will be helpful. I'm using this artifact because it's the best for this season right now. We're still waiting for others to get it on, and I'll be talking about it after we finish this run. So we're gonna use Phrasto here. Instead of whom we're gonna use him, I'm not gonna use Coco. I'm gonna use only Phrasto. So I need you to stay here, by the way. So I'm gonna do this, and Phrasto, my man, we're gonna use you like this. So you're the one that will give us energy. I don't know why it's lagging, because maybe it's the first time we're using him. His illusion will give us defensive. So I'm gonna get the energy on her so she can summon as much as possible Mr. Carlisle. And he's the first one to die. Then I think Phrasto will go and tank. His illusion will go first and he will tank the second one. So let's go and check it out. Will this give us the better damage? And the buffs are better right now. So let's go and check it. How does it work? So here we go. Thorin is taking aggro, we're taking damage. Now, Odie is protected, we don't care about that. Phrasto is getting the buff because he's symmetrical on the same lineup, and they're surviving. We don't need Coco on this lineup, actually. But I think if playing Coco will give us more attacking buff. But if you replace him by Coco, I think you will lose a little bit on that aspect. Because I think without Coco, you'll be dealing even more damage with him. So let's go and check it out. Hopefully we're gonna get a lot of Mr. Carlisle. Plus Mr. Carlisle will enable us. I think I should put Odie in a different position just for the snowball to or the whatever Croaker is doing, just to hit our front line and not our back line. Oh, the lags are so much. It's okay, they said they will enhance the performance on this patch. So I think it's a little bit annoying, but it will be happening soon. I'll go and check the graphics and everything. So as you see, Phrasto's still alive. He's surviving not only because of the heal of Smokey, but also because his mechanic of healing and surviving. And we did even more damage. Even better than my previous lineup. And by the way, there's 10 level lost on Phrasto. I didn't give him the 10 levels that Coco had, so I didn't switch him up. So much laggy. Okay, so if we're gonna go and check the damages, Smokey did more damage than him, but he did relevant good damage. Better than our Thorin. Thorin is at Mythic, he's not at Mythic Plus. Odie did the most damage, of course, and we gave energy to Cecilia. So Cecilia was spamming Mr. Carlisle. Mr. Carlisle was tanking. This is why Phrasto didn't die. The only unit that died in the entire battle is Thorin, and the illusion next. So we didn't have anybody else to die on our lineup because we have Phrasto, he's still alive, his illusion died, and Thorin died twice, so that's it. We didn't have anybody else, and Mr. Carlisle was tanking, and Phrasto can tank as well, as you saw that. So it was pretty much successful. Is Phrasto a meta bossing unit? 100% yes. With specific lineups and strategies, you can do even better with him. Absolutely a phenomenal unit. One copy of him, yes, will help you a lot. I'm using him instead of Coco right now. And Coco was my lineup. Coco was the better unit. I was using Coco here instead of him, and Coco gave me the highest record. But when I replaced him, we just got him, me and you. I didn't put any Dura's shenanigans on him. I didn't do my Dura's trials. Imagine doing my Dura's trials, getting the elite stones on him as well, buffing my other teams. I don't know what he does. Let's check what he does with his Dura's shenanigan. It will give him 3 all elite. Okay, I know the set bonus. So recovers 3% of HP per second for 4 seconds and reduces the damage taken by 10% when the HP ratio drops below 30% for the first time. Even more survivability. Okay, I mean this guy is absolutely fantastic. Drops below 30%. This healing is triggered again after 15 seconds, but reduced rate recovery to 2% per HP, which is good actually. So it makes him more tanky and more tanky. Do I recommend for you as free to play to go and get 1 copy of him? If you want to, yes. If you're Rainier at Legendary Plus, yes, you can do that. But the highest recommendation for any account that you play, that I tell everybody, is go and build your units, focus on 1 unit, finish it, and then build the other unit. It's not necessarily good to have 1 from everywhere. You're gonna be in the loophole that, oh, the what we call it, the new character sickness or syndrome or something. Oh, new character, I'm gonna get him 1 copy. But you could have got the other one, and next you can save and max him out. So I need 2 more copies, I get him to Mythic. 2 other copies, I get him to Legendary Plus. Now, because I bought Phrasto, I delayed my progression with him. So keep that in mind. I just did this for content creation, just to show you and talk about it, because when we tested, actually, he was absolutely insane. He buffed the team. He did a little bit of damage, never died. He replaced Thorin completely. He died 3 times while my team all survived, and we did the highest damage with that. And yeah, that was it for this video. Let me know your thoughts about Phrasto. If you got him, if you maxed him out, tell me what your experience is and how he's working for you, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.